Hello and welcome to Budget Chronicles, here where we focus on being over 40, fit, fine, and you know, fabulous. Anyhow, it's the first day of the new year. I already got my 10,000 plus steps in, so hoot hoot. And in the last year I did 270 consecutive days of 10,000 or more steps, so yeah. Anyhow, I'm still working on deciding. Well, okay, at this point doesn't seem like there's really much of a retreat going on, but I'm locking my hair and I'm using my method. It's the wash method, so I don't go to anyone to twist my hair, do it myself. Now this is about 6 weeks in, so it hasn't, it's kind of locked, but it's not fully locked. The front is usually kind of hard to do because, well, for whatever reason it is the front, but if you check the separation in between, and this is why I love the wash lock as opposed to any other kind of lock. When you go and have someone twist your hair, you have to go for like 3 months or something to that effect of not doing anything to your hair and letting it grow out. Then it becomes all bushy and you almost have like an afro underneath and locks on top. But this, I wash pretty much every day. You know, so it's a wash lock. I wash pretty much every day and it locks and separates all by itself. Check that separation. That is what I'm talking about. You can still see the ends are kind of still somewhat frayed. This is because I started my locks when my hair was more than 3 inches long. It's usually easier when your natural hair is 1 inch or 2 to get it just locked. But I didn't want to spend too much time in this stage. You know what I mean? It's like the leaning stage. At least I got past the standing erect stage where your hair is just erect because it has to grow out of it. Now since I started with my hair a little longer, I already have some form of length, you know. So this is just by washing, and this is 6 weeks in, but you know, it's at that length. It's not a very fun beats thingy. Where my thingy came off. It beats starting from your hair. I mean, you can actually start from a bald head. It's actually beautiful, but you have to go through that very awkward stage where like they're standing and facing all different directions. Kind of an annoying stage. Even this too is a little annoying, but for as long as we're still working from home, it doesn't really matter. I mean, by the time we get to the office, hopefully the locks would have fully locked and, you know, gain some length in it. That makes styling somewhat easier. So I'm going to do a demonstration of how I lock my hair or wash my hair to lock it. So I'm going to wet my hair. Oh, and I'm using Perfect Hair shampoo. The reason why I'm using this is because what was that called? ACCAA, well, anyway, some form of centrifugal. Well, if I remember, I'll put it in the comment. But where alopecia of some sort, where the tension, everything, the stress begins to affect your hair and it just begins to break. I noticed that my hair was just continually breaking. My scalp was always kind of sensitive and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I tried for the longest to not mess with it and stuff like that. But I was doing some research and I realized that a lot of women, particularly women of African descent or black women, go through centrifugal 20 something CCCA or something like that. Anyhow, they go through a phase where the hair just begins to break, and it's sensitive and it hurts and you don't know what it is, so you keep on doing what you're doing and you're putting all these chemicals. You can't really figure out what it is, and when you finally do, usually it's too late because you have experienced significant scarring on your scalp. So per my research, this helped, very helpful, because it's just kind of stopped the pain and discomfort on my scalp, and it feels like my scalp before it was just really super sensitive. You didn't even want to comb it, and your hair was breaking. My hair was breaking in chunks. So anyhow, you're supposed to wash it and let it sit in for 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. So I use this shampoo and some other shampoo. I haven't conditioned my hair because conditioner will be kind of counterproductive at this point, but I do oil my hair. But I'm gonna do a quick demonstration before I soak, because I'm gonna soak for a little bit. But here we go. Right. You don't need too much. See, I wash it clockwise. You have to pick a direction. If you're gonna go clockwise, you always wash your hair clockwise. If you're gonna go anti-clockwise, you always wash your hair anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise and clockwise. So so it's easier to do it in sections, so you can focus on giving each section like a good amount of time. So sometimes to make it easy on myself, I do a count, like 1, 2, 3, all the way to 30 or 50, depending on how much time. Just so I can keep track of how much I'm doing on each section, right? And notice I'm just at intervals combing through because a loose hit has a tendency of knotting, so the locks are knotting together. So I'm gonna loosen that. Just look at the separation though. Beautiful thing. I hate that little afro at the bottom. Look, I ain't into it. It's not for me. Like fair wash look. Obviously, the longer it gets a little more challenging to wash every day, every other day or something. It's tiring though. Okay. front is a little tricky. It locks, unlocks. To be able to finally lock. So I haven't used any conditioner yet. Because it's still not a permanent lock, particularly in the front. See? The nonsense. And this is where I have to separate because so the lock could be locked. So I'm just holding it, but not tightly, just so that it can spin. In there. Yeah, get another one here. See. So I can do it for longer. So I'm gonna let it sit now. While I soak and listen to my book. You know, my favorite book. But you must listen to the beginning of the year, Atomic Habits. So, So then let it sit while I soak. Let the shampoo do its thing. And it's really made a difference because my scalp is no longer sensitive. It makes a difference. However, trying to wash your hair 3 times a week when it's not locked can be challenging. And if you're doing, see, a twist, a lock where you have someone twist it for you, can be challenging because you can't wash it but so often. Actually, you really can't wash it at all for the first few months when you are having your hair locked. And I couldn't handle that. So this is what I prefer, this style of lock. I'm just enhancing it in the same direction as the hair twists when I wash it. But this is like the front. Like I said, it's just a little more challenging in the beginning to ensure that it's locked. But we're getting there. Now I'm gonna soak. Listen to my book as I soak. So, from me to you, deuces. Oh wait, I forgot. Thank you for stopping by Bougie Chronicles, where we focus on being over 40 fit, fine, and you know it. Fabulous. If you wanna stay abreast with the journey, you know what to do. Holla at your girl. From me to you, deuces.